Also, I'm a little bit fascinated, right? The mother was born in America, the father was born in America, but Meghan is now telling us that she's 43% Nigerian?
This is the most ridiculous.
Imagine your own mother. Yes, the person who raised you, supported you, and stood silently by your side through every storm, suddenly stepping out of the shadows and hinting to the world that one of your biggest identity claims might not even be true. That's exactly what just happened to Meghan Markle. Doria Ragland, the woman who was once her ultimate protector, has shaken the internet by openly questioning the DNA test Meghan built her entire Nigerian identity around. If you thought the royal drama was messy before, this twist just took things to a whole new level. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, former actress and global headline magnate, has always been at the center of scandal, gossip, and drama since joining the royal family. But through it all, through the Megxit chaos, the Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, the tell-all books, there was one constant in her corner.
Richard Kay, what were your impressions of the Africa trip?
Well, was it a royal tour or wasn't it a royal tour?
I couldn't possibly say.
No, well, it was very interesting. It looked fantastic, but it was a highly curated tour.
Her mom, Doria Ragland. She was the quiet one, the dignified one, the mother who sat alone at Meghan's royal wedding, holding her head high while the cameras rolled. She was always seen as the rock, but now it looks like even Doria has had enough. The mother-daughter bond that once looked unshakable is showing cracks in the most public, most humiliating way possible. And the fallout? It's massive. Because this isn't just about family squabbles. This is about heritage, brand image, and Meghan's carefully crafted story starting to crumble from within. By the end of this story, you'll know exactly what Doria said, why it matters, how Meghan reacted, and why this could be the most dangerous blow to Meghan's public image yet. Let's break it down. Meghan Markle has always been someone trying to craft a powerful narrative.
Well, by all accounts, it's part of the plan that Nigeria might be a host of the Invictus Games in future, but there's also the element Meghan's going because obviously she has heritage. I think she claims that she's 43% Nigerian, so she will be going to Nigeria to...
Her goal? To reclaim her voice after years of palace control. She wanted the world to see that she wasn't just Harry's wife or the Duchess who left, but a woman with her own cultural story, her own heritage, her own roots. And nothing fueled that narrative more than her bold claim. She was 43% Nigerian, according to a DNA test she revealed in 2022. She leaned hard into it. Podcasts, speeches, interviews, you name it. She proudly wore Nigerian attire, traveled to Nigeria, and even told crowds, "Thank you for welcoming me to my country." It wasn't just a fun fact, it became part of her brand, a way to connect with millions of people, especially women of color, who saw her as one of them. And then came Doria, the same Doria Ragland who always kept quiet, who never gave interviews, who stayed dignified even while the rest of Meghan's family cashed in with tabloids.
What has been echoed so much really in the past day by men and women alike is, oh, we weren't surprised when we found out that you were Nigerian. Oh, no. And I say that mostly as a compliment to all of you because...
Suddenly opened her mouth, and what came out was enough to make jaws drop. During a recent appearance, when the topic of Meghan's Nigerian DNA came up, Doria didn't smile and nod. She didn't echo Meghan's excitement. Instead, she hesitated. She questioned it. She cast doubt. And that single moment of hesitation was like a thunderclap. Because if Meghan's own mother isn't fully backing this claim, what does that say to the rest of the world? The internet, of course, went wild. Clips spread like wildfire. Fans replayed Meghan's old podcast where she bragged about her 43% Nigerian roots. People dissected photos from her Nigerian trip in 2024 where she danced in traditional clothing and smiled for the cameras. Suddenly, it all looked different.
Throughout it, her insisting that this is her country. Thank you for welcoming me to my country. Now 43% of Nigerians are living below the poverty level. Another 25 are vulnerable to falling in that category.
More performative, more questionable, because now there's doubt. And when it comes to celebrity branding, doubt is deadly. The fallout began almost instantly. Meghan is reportedly furious. She never expected her mom, the one family member she could trust, to become the person planting seeds of doubt about her authenticity. According to people who know, Meghan feels betrayed, cornered, and desperate to control the narrative again. But the genie's out of the bottle, and once people start questioning your authenticity, it's almost impossible to get that trust back. Think about the optics here. Meghan and Harry's Netflix deals, their podcast, their entire post-royal careers rely on authenticity.
This is the same woman who said, I never even considered my blackness until the British tabloids started to make a thing out of it. Never even. Now she's like, I am Nigeria. Fellow women, hear me roar.
They sell themselves as real, relatable, unfiltered. Meghan's Nigerian heritage discovery gave her a whole new angle, a connection to Africa, a cultural identity she could use to build bridges and headlines. But Doria's hesitation makes it look shaky, maybe even opportunistic. And the timing couldn't be worse. Meghan had just returned from that heavily publicized Nigeria trip where the photos look like a royal tour even though she and Harry are no longer royals. She was presenting herself as an embraced daughter of Nigeria, and suddenly, her own mother throws shade on the DNA claim. That's not just awkward, that's catastrophic PR. And of course, the gossip doesn't stop there. Viewers pointed out that Doria hasn't looked happy in Meghan's recent appearances. Remember the Netflix docuseries? People said Doria seemed uncomfortable, distant. More recently, she skipped events with Meghan or appeared visibly grumpy when she did show up.
Because they did not meet very many ordinary people. These were hand-picked guests.
And I've been hearing sort of mutterings in diplomatic circles here that there is great concern about this because it's very dangerous. You know, you've got Harry and Meghan potentially visiting countries without that control.
There are even whispers she's moved out of Meghan's Montecito mansion for good. And then there's Meghan's infamous "don't leave me" moment, allegedly shouted at Doria when their relationship hit breaking point. If true, that paints Meghan as desperate to keep her mom close, maybe because she knows how fragile her public image looks without her. And poor Harry, he's often painted as the sidekick in all of this. Once a senior royal, now reduced to what commentators call a springboard for Meghan's projects. People speculate he's trapped, stressed, and losing himself in Meghan's relentless brand building. Whether that's true or not, it adds another layer of drama to this already messy picture. Now here's where it gets explosive. Meghan Markle, who has always leaned into her identity as a woman of color and embraced her Nigerian roots, is now facing questions about whether the DNA results were even accurate. 3 possibilities are floating around. 1, Meghan misunderstood the results. 2, the DNA test wasn't reliable in the first place. Or 3, there's a hidden family truth Doria knows but hasn't revealed. Any one of these would be damaging, but the fact that Doria herself is the one raising the question, that's devastating. This isn't Samantha Markle or Thomas Markle Sr. running to the tabloids. This is her mother, the one person whose silence always gave Meghan credibility, and now that silence is broken. At this point, it's not even about the numbers, whether Meghan is 43% Nigerian or not. It's about trust, authenticity, and the brutal reality of fame. When the people closest to you contradict your story, the public doesn't forgive easily. So where does this leave Meghan? Reports suggest she's panicked, desperate to keep control of her story. But the damage is done. Her Nigerian heritage narrative, once a cornerstone of her post-royal brand, now looks fragile. For Doria, maybe this was a breaking point. Maybe she's tired of being used as a silent prop in Meghan's endless PR machine. Maybe she's simply too private to let her daughter turn family history into content. Or maybe, just maybe, she knows something Meghan doesn't want the world to know. Whatever the truth, one thing is clear. The Markle Ragland family drama just hit a new low, and the whole world is watching. And here's the wildest part. This might only be the beginning. If Doria speaks out again, if more family secrets come to light, Meghan's entire image could unravel even further. So, what do you think? Did Meghan exaggerate her DNA results, or is this just a mother-daughter clash blowing up bigger than it should? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe for more to come.